And folks right here in Connecticut are suffering because of the government shutdown. Tonight, Channel 3's Roger Suzanne spoke with an FAA employee about how the shutdown is impacting her family. Roger, good evening.
Good evening, Erin. You know, Martha Parrish normally spends her days making our airspace safer, but lately she is stuck at home, temporarily out of work and without a paycheck. And Martha fears this situation is only getting worse.
We're heading into what my husband and I call our aviation room.
Not many people have aviation rooms in their homes, but you won't meet many people who love aircrafts the way Martha Parrish does.
That amazing, terrific feeling when you take off and you're flying from A to B.
Martha, who lives in West Hartford, has worked in the aviation industry for more than 25 years. She even met her husband at an airport.
I was a pilot and he was a ramp manager.
These days, Martha is an aviation safety inspector for the FAA, which means she helps ensure aircraft safety and that planes use the most effective flight procedures and technology possible.
We have the safest airspace in the world here in the U.S., and we cannot take that for granted.
But these days, Martha isn't working or getting paid.
I'm out of work. I'm not sure when I'm going to receive a paycheck, and that uncertainty is difficult.
You see, Martha and around 4,000 of her fellow employees are caught up in the government shutdown. Imagine what they're going through.
You were asked to tomorrow depend on whatever is in your checking and savings account for an indefinite period. I think most of America would be a little bit terrified.
A small percentage of aviation safety inspectors are actually already being forced to work without compensation, and soon the government may compel the majority of inspectors to return in the same situation.
It's wrong, and it's un-American, really.
Martha is speaking out as a former aviation safety inspector union rep. She says her coworkers want to return to their jobs, but feel they should be paid for their time. Some inspectors are already hitting financial hardships.
We have people who are dipping into their retirement accounts in order to pay their bills.
Martha says she and so many other federal workers deserve better than being treated like political pawns. She is calling for action because every moment of inaction hurts so many everyday Americans.
We need to put an end to the shutdown and affecting people's lives negatively.
And you know, Martha is really in a particularly difficult spot because she paid for a government trip to China right before the shutdown. Now, she's supposed to be reimbursed, but obviously at this point, no one knows when that will happen. Safety inspectors will receive back pay after the shutdown ends, but again, at this point, any timeline is really up in the air. Roger Suzanne in Channel 3 Eyewitness News.